yesterday, here was the deal yesterday. If I wanted to show these two triangles congruent, I needed all of that. Everyone agrees? I needed do all of that to show the triangles congruent. Not anymore. Okay, there's less information you need than that. Yesterday, last night, was the first and last time you're going to need to do all that to prove two triangles congruent. Over the next couple days, I'm going to show you 5 different ways to prove triangles congruent that involve a lot less information. All right, 5 different ways that you can prove triangles congruent so you don't have to do all this. Way number 1, I'm going to show you 2 today, 2 tomorrow. Way number 1. Way number 1, SSS, which stands for the following: side, side, side. If you can show me all 3 pairs of sides are equal, done, done, we're good. The triangles are congruent. You do not have to say anything about the angles. If you can get all 3 pairs of sides congruent, the triangles are congruent. Done. I don't need to say anything about the angles. All good there? Side, side, side method. There's way number 1, side, side, side. Everyone all right? Bless you. Next method, side, angle, side. All right, SAS, which stands for side, angle, side. I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this one. Can somebody describe to me where the A is in SAS? In the middle, for a reason. Because if we're going to use this method, the angle needs to be in the middle of the 2 sides. If we're going to use SAS, the angle needs to be in between the 2 sides. If I give you 2 triangles that look like this, they are not congruent. Are these angles in between the sides? No. No. So they are not congruent. This is not a method. Okay? That is not a method. The angle needs to be in between for them to be congruent. This will never be a method and hopefully never written on your paper. And then some of you clever kids, I know what you're thinking, is there an ASS method? No, there's no donkey theorem. There's none of that. Okay, I'm sorry. The angle has to be in between. Okay, has to, you like that, Spence, right? The angle has to be in between. I know you're chuckling inside. All good? Angle, if it's not in between, you know what we do? We say they're not congruent. The angle's not in between the 2 sides. We say they're not congruent. So we got SSS and SAS. That's all, the only 2 I'm going to show you today. Tomorrow I'll show you 2 more. So here's what I want to do. I want to go through some triangles here that I marked, and you're going to tell me if they're congruent or not. All right, and then if they are, by what method? So first pair up here, first pair. Are these 2 triangles congruent or not? Everyone sees a pair of sides I marked. Everyone sees the arc marks. I've marked a pair of angles. Here is something you guys are going to have to do on your own. I will never do this on the diagram for you. You're going to have to do it on your own. Do you see both triangles share a side? What side do they share? 13, what side do they share? BD. You have to mark that on your own. Okay, I will never mark this side. Remember, this is a reflexive side. All right, this is how I roll. You can roll any way you want, but I usually mark an X on the reflexive side. But you guys have to do that. That's your job, not my. I will never mark a reflexive side. That's your job. Now, are these angles in between? Here's a way to test. Cover up one of the. If you're wondering if the angle's in between or not, cover up one of the triangles and say, all right, is the angle in between? Does it look in between? Yeah. So what are these triangles will be congruent by what method? Yes, by side angle side. Everyone see the side angle side in effect. The angle is in between the two sides, and you have to mark the reflexive side. How about 2? Do I have enough information to say side, side, side? No. Don't assume the other pair are congruent if they're not marked. Remember what I said yesterday? There's no such thing as third side theorem. No such thing. So right now, these are not congruent. I do not have enough information. 2 pairs of sides only is not good enough. How about number 3? What do we think? Why isn't this side angle side? Whoa, 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 whoa. Why is this not side angle side? 9? Correct. The angles are not in between. I'm going to challenge you now. Somebody else. Name the angles that have to be congruent for me to say side angle side. Not N and R, but what 2 angles would need to be congruent to say side angle side. 3? E and P. E and P. Okay? So these are not congruent because the angles are not in between. And there is no side-side angle method ever. All right, what do you say? You and your group, or what am I talking about? By yourself. Next 6, the bottom 3 and the next 3 on the next page. If it's a yes, tell me the method. If it's a no, just write not congruent. Go ahead. You can talk it over if you want, but what's number 4? Yes, no, and if a yes, tell me the reason. Let's go 12.
I said yes by SSS.
Darn right you did. This is side, 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 everyone. Good. How about 5? Anything for 5? 11?
No.
Nope. Take a look. Hopefully you marked your reflexive side, but still, even when you marked it, it's still not good enough. Side angle's not away, right? Side angle. How about 6? 4?
Yes. Side angle side.
Yep. Those right angles are in between. Good work, everyone. Good work. 3 more. Ooh, how about 7? It's probably the toughest one. 8.
I said yes.
Darn right you did.
Side angle side.
Side angle side. Take a look, everyone. If you were confused, you got to mark your reflexive side MK by yourself. Then cover up one of the triangles. Is this angle in between these 2 sides? Yes, it is. So side angle side. Good job. Any questions? All right, how about 8? 2?
I said yes by side, side, side.
Yep. You mark that reflexive side PR on your own. Side, side, side. And then finally, number 9. 12.
Not congruent.
Not congruent. All right, hold on. They are not congruent, but let me also remember reflexive you had to do on your own because I'll never mark it. There's a second thing I'll never mark for you guys you got to do on your own. And that is vertical angles. I will never mark vertical angles congruent. That's your job. But it didn't matter here because are those vertical angles in between? No. So it's still a no. But hey, for reflexive and vertical angles are your job. Okay, that's your job. Any questions about side, 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 or side angle side? Before we do our first proof, I want to make sure we understand what it means to be in between sides and in between angles. Just want to make sure we're good. So draw yourself triangle ABC here next. Order doesn't matter. And let's answer these questions. I just want to make sure we're solid and clean on what it means to be in between. All right, so first one, what angle is between side BC and side AC? So look at side BC and side AC. What angle is in between those 2 sides? 11? Angle C. All right, what sides include angle B? So angle B is in between what 2 sides? Name them. 11?
AB and BC.
AB and BC. What angles include AB? So AB is in between what 2 angles? 6.
A and C.
A and
B.
All right, which one you got here? Here's AB, right? A and B. Yep. And then what side's in between A and C? What side is in between A and C? 2.
Side AC.
Yep. All right, great job. All right, ready for a proof? And I'll let you guys know, I'm not going to hide it. These proofs aren't going to be difficult. Because how many methods do you have right now? 2. When I give you 2 more tomorrow and you have 4 total, that might be a little bit more challenging. But today I don't expect these proofs to be that challenging for you. But I might be wrong. And I might be getting soft because I wrote all the givens in and marked the diagram for you. I'm promoting laziness, which drives me nuts. So you see the proof statement. Prove the triangle's congruent. And you guys only have, again, 2 methods to do that. You don't need to prove, like yesterday, you do not need to prove all the angles and all the sides. We don't need to do that anymore. We only have 2 methods. I'm going to make a suggestion. If you guys want to take it and use it, fine. If not, it's not going to offend me. I like to label what I have. So AB and DC, those are sides, correct, in both my triangles. So you're going to start seeing me put an S in parentheses. That just tells me as I do the proof, you already have a pair of sides. Done. BAC and DCA, those are angles in both triangles. So you're going to see me put an A. Basically, hey, I'm telling myself I only need 1 more pair of congruent sides or angles. That's all I need. I just need 1 more pair of congruent sides because I have 2 pair. Usually I need 3 pair to prove triangles congruent. I already have 2, so somebody's going to have to help me find another pair of congruent parts. Where in this diagram, and I know it's not that bad, where in this diagram is another pair of congruent parts to write down? And you better be sure of yourself here. 9. AC is the reflexive side. AC, congruent to AC, and I'm not assuming anything. Why is that true? 9 again, why is your statement true? Reflexive. And that is another pair of sides. So now as I look at my proof, I'm like, oh, okay, I can do this now. I already have, the triangles are congruent. I have 3 pairs of parts. Other good thing now, you don't have to worry about matching up the sides and angles. You can just copy the proof statement. Triangle ABC congruent to triangle CDA by what method here? 1.
Side angle side.
And you can write that right in your reasons. You don't have to write side, angle, side. You can just write SAS. So they shouldn't be too bad yet. Tomorrow they might get a little more complicated. Everyone all right? And the final one. All right, let's see what I was given. EF congruent to FG. What's that? A pair of sides. So I'll put an S here. DF and FH. Another pair of sides. Yep. And they have to be full sides. If they're partial sides, I'm not writing an S next to them. They have to be full sides in both triangles, which they are. All right, so it looks like you guys got to help me out finding another pair of congruent parts. Okay, find another. And I used all the givens. The givens aren't going to help me anymore, so I got to find something on my own in the diagram. So any other congruent parts you can tell me here. 11. Yep, name them. Angle.
HFG.
Yep.
DFD.
HFG congruent to DFE. Vertical angles congruent. And that is a pair of angles. All right, you got 3 pair. And now why are the triangles congruent? by 2.
Side, or side angle side.
Alrighty. There it is. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Woo. All right. Any questions? All right, let's get rolling. What do you say?